Hi everyone, it's Corinne from the Hippie Chicks, and I thought it might be kind of fun today to do something different and show you how I make my soap. This is just a very basic batch that I'm going to be making. I have my oils that I've already melted down, and they're currently at 103 degrees, and I have my lye water solution. It's at 106, so it's perfect. I try to keep my oils and my water temperature between my lye solution between 10 degrees difference. So let me just get some gloves on. You should always use precaution by wearing gloves and goggles when you're working with lye. So, okay, today I'm going to make, it's a lemon mint tea soap. So I'm going to be using hemp and coconut milk that I'm going to add. And I've got some dried herbs from my garden. This is mint. And this is some calendula. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the lye to the oils. Carefully. Okay, and then I'm just going to stir it around for a minute. And then I'm going to use my stick blender. This is really loud, so I'm apologizing in advance. I tap it on the bottom just to get rid of any air bubbles. What I do is I'm going to bring it to a light trace, and I'll show you what that is. Right now I'm just trying to blend the oils with the lye solution. So I use my blender, and then I stop and stir, and then I go back to the blender again. I do this so that I don't burn the motor out on my blender, number one, because sometimes it could take quite a long time to reach trace. And also I just don't like to get too many bubbles in there. The two seem to be mixed together nicely. So now I'm going to add the milk, the coconut and hemp milk. Okay. There. Can you see that? Okay. It's a really nice color. I'm not going to be adding any additional colorant to this. I think it's just really pretty the way that it is. Plus I'm trying to make more of a herbal soap, so I want to keep it as natural as possible. It's starting to get thicker. Now the fragrance oil that I'm using is a lemon mint tea. It's from Wholesale Supply, Crafter's Choice. I've never worked with this one before, so I don't know how it's going to react, if it'll speed up trace on me or not. So, because I'm not doing anything fancy with it, it's really not going to matter. But if I were layering or adding lots of different colors or trying to do a swirl technique, I'd want to work with some type of fragrance or essential oil that I know how it's going to react. So you can see that I've already reached a nice trace, and that's when the soap, it's almost like a pudding. It traces on top, leaves a trace line on top of the soap. I don't know if you can see that. It's just starting, so I'm gonna add the fragrance. And I usually don't stick blend a fragrance, only because if it does speed up trace, by stick blending, it's gonna make it even faster. So I'm just gonna give it a really good stir. And it does look like this one does accelerate trace. I'm also gonna be adding some of my dried mint to this, just for a little bit of exfoliating. I probably should have added that before I added the fragrance, so then I could have mixed it in, but so I'm just going to give it a quick blast now, just to make sure it's all incorporated nicely throughout. I want to get as much of the soap as I can. I'm going to scrape it down. There, it smells really good. And it's a really nice consistency. Get those clumps out. That's big pieces of mint, but see there how it's tracing on top? That's perfect. So that's it. I'm just going to go ahead and pour it into my mold. Let me get my mold here for you so you can see. Oh, it smells so good. That lemon and mint. This will be a nice, refreshing bar of soap. Okay, I don't want to waste anything, so I'm just going to scrape out as much as I can. Oops. Okay, and now I have to tap down any air bubbles that might be in there. So it's going to be loud again. I'm going to bang it on the table. That should help with any trapped air bubbles. So what I like to do when it thickens up a little bit is I like to texture the top. There's lots of different ways that you can do it, but I like it simple, and I can't make the top too high, otherwise I won't be able to fit it in the boxes that I package it in. So I just kind of take a spoon like this and just go along the top and pull it in towards the middle. And then I'll do it again from this direction. It's still a little soft. I should probably let it thicken up a little bit more. And it does look higher on this end. Okay, that's fine. Now I've got all these, the pretty calendula that I had dried, and I wanted to sprinkle that on the top. So I'm just going to put it right down the middle, I think. I don't want to do too much, but there. I could just tap it in so it doesn't all fall off. And then that's it. This is going to be my lemon mint calendula soap. So I will come back and see you tomorrow on the cut.